This man was very strange. He was merely glanced at by the young master of a noble family, and suddenly, his talent for archery was discovered. He had never touched a bow and arrow before, but when he picked one up, he found himself hitting every target with perfect accuracy. John, as it turns out, was originally a corporate employee on Earth. One day, while leaving for work, he suddenly collapsed and died at his doorstep. When he woke up again, he found himself in another world, and in the body of a baby. 3 years later, John had fully accepted his new life. He had learned to read and write, and he understood the history of this world. This was a land of swords and magic. John was born into the noble Robent family, a household that ruled a small territory, with a population of about 1,000 people. Compared to his monotonous life as a salaryman in his previous world, life here felt like paradise. John was extremely happy, but even so, he discovered one unfortunate truth. His future was far from bright. The empire he lived in was plagued by a corrupt government, which had led to numerous peasant uprisings across the land. The empire, however, turned a blind eye to the chaos. In the end, the nobles were forced to strengthen their self-governance. John had a premonition that if things continued this way, it wouldn't be long before a large-scale war broke out in the empire. As the heir to the Robent territory, John would have to lead an army to protect his land. The thought of such a heavy responsibility drove John to head into town. There, he used his appraisal skill on the crowd. However, the abilities of the commoners were quite ordinary. Overusing the skill for a long time made John's eyes feel uncomfortable. At that moment, a man was thrown out of a shop by the owner. The man's skin tone was different from the locals. He was a Margan, a people from across the sea. Most Margans were slaves, so the townsfolk looked down on him. Feeling pity for the man, John handed him a piece of bread. This act of kindness sparked murmurs among the onlookers, but when they realized John was the young master of a noble family, they refrained from saying anything.